Hey everybody, it's Michelle here again with bearth.uhura here. bearth.uhura, I am a full spectrum plant eating holistic doula and an advocate for all things safe, natural, and effective. Here on this channel, we discuss all things pregnancy, birth, and womb health related. So if you like the content, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Today's topic is going to be about consultations. This video is specifically geared toward like newer doulas, doulas that may want to transition their work into more business like practice, or if you have started maybe like a doula agency or anything like that. I want to talk about specifically why I decided to transition my free consultations into actual paid consultations. And this is in no way, shape, or form a negative thought on families or people who actually do need and want and take our services seriously, but you will come into contact with people and families who just want to get as much information as they can and not reciprocate the relationship. So also it's about really I guess optimizing your time so that you are actually serving families that need you and not wasting a whole lot of time on consultations that are not ending in families being helped, right? So for me personally, I used to do free consultations that were supposed to only be 15 to 20 minutes. But as a compassionate person, as a loving, caring person that I am, these consultations started to turn into an hour conversation where I am being asked many, many questions and giving so many resources and so much information. And then not ending with a contract or a relationship where we are now doing a service. And so for me, that was pretty much exhausting. I'm gonna say that it was exhausting because it really can get into a place of um not feeling valued, not understanding what you're doing wrong, and you start to feel these things, and you might have start to get some insecurities and things like that. You don't want to do that. You really want to just kind of like weed those people out, and there are going to be people out there who just want to take from you, and that's unfortunate, but it is the case. And there are also going to be people who really need your service but just can't afford it, who you actually do want to help, but that's a different story. For me personally, I do 3 free births per year, and that is how I give back to my community. That is how I guess kind of balance out the the need and my needs. So the community's needs and my needs is balanced out because I'm able to give out services for free 3 times a year, and then that's pretty much how I can reconcile with the other things, and just kind of like not, because as a compassionate person, if you're a doula, you're a person with a big heart, you're a person that loves to do what you do. You want to be involved in the birth world, you want to help every woman that you come across. It's like it's just naturally in us. And so it's hard, I know it can feel hard to like incorporate it as a business, but you have to have a boundary, and you have to be able to provide for your own family, and you have to be able to um, have your needs met too. And so you don't want to burn yourself out giving, and not ever receiving. And so for me personally, I transitioned from free consultations to actual paid consultations that are 90 minutes long for a specific fee. My fee for me is $50. I have so many of my colleagues or my doula sisters or people that I have talked to who have told me my consultation fee is too low. But that's the fee that I decided for myself. It's $50 for a 90-minute consultation. So that way, if for any reason you don't want to book me, you still received so much helpful and useful information, right? And I also received compensation for my time and for the knowledge that I have shared. But the one special thing about my consultations is that I apply my consultation fee to the package if a service is booked. So it's not like it's a separate fee. It's not like, oh, you pay $50 and now you have to pay for the package. Your $50 fee goes towards your specific service. So if you pick, say, I have an $850 package. If you pick the $850 package, then your package is actually $800 because the $50 that you paid for your service, for your consultation, goes towards that package. And so this is just an idea to give for other doulas or doulas that just have started out, new doulas, or doulas that want or feel like it's a good idea or whatever the case may be. This is just an idea. You don't have to do it that way, but this is the way I do it. I when I started to incorporate a fee, I started to see a lot of those consults that I was booking reduced itself. So that showed me that a lot of those people didn't really want my services. They wanted the information that they could get out of me for in those free consultations. I've had families or women come to me several times up until almost birth and ask me questions and promising to book my service and all of these different things. And I knew eventually at a certain point that no, they're not going to book my service, but they do need my help. And it was my choice to continue to help those families and those women. But again, if I'm giving a lot of that time to other people, then I'm actually taking away from people who actually need my undivided attention and my service. So it is important for us as professionals, because we are professionals. People have to understand, families have to understand that this is what we do for a living. We love it. We're passionate about it. We're empowered for it. We want to do this, but it is what we do because it's a full-time thing. I commend and bow down to whatever woman is out here being a doula and working a full-time job. That is hats off, because being a doula is a lot. It is so much physical, mental labor, and emotional time, that if you have multiple clients in 1 month, even if you only have one, you could have one client who doesn't need you until month 7, or you can have a client who needs you every single week. She is calling you and reaching out to you every single week. You may have a high risk client. You may have to see clients multiple times, whatever they're comfortable with. If they want you to attend the prenatal visits, it's a lot, and it's a lot of travel, and it's a lot of it's so much. And so I've had births that lasted as long as 4 days, and I've had quick 3-hour births. But you don't know, so it's so much, and you're a critical part of their journey. And so we can't just keep giving, because then we will burn out. We will not be able to provide care for ourselves and provide for ourselves and our lives and our children. And so that's why, for me, being able to transition into having these consultations at a low cost, but being able to weave out those people who really don't plan to book your service or really not serious about booking the service, and then really connect with the people who want to work with you. And so sometimes people do want to work with you, and they may just not be able to afford it. Sometimes they just need the information, and that's okay too. So now they can pay for consultations when they can, or they can you could have a mentor, mentor calls, or whatever the case may be. You can always be able to be compensated for your time, your energy, and your effort, and your love. And so relationships should be reciprocal. Whatever it is, if you choose to barter, if you choose to do whatever it is that you choose to do, you don't want to continue to keep giving of so much of yourself and not receiving anything, because then that will make you feel undervalued and it can just cause too many emotions, and you may feel like, oh, this is not the work for me, but really that's not the case. Um, it's really just not knowing how to organize yourself, not knowing how to um, stand on your value, not knowing how to, um, you know, it. For a lot of people, it seems like, oh, I can't. Like when I'm charging people, like I feel bad about it, and it's like, well, no, because people will pay for what they want. People pay for what they need. People pay for, you know, plenty of things. They pay for clothes. They pay for shoes. They pay for um, outings. They pay for food. They pay for whatever it is that they want to pay for. So you deserve to be compensated as well. And so that's why for me, um, I chose to do that, and I chose to do it in a way where it's not. That's like an incentive for my potential clients. I say, hey, here's the fee, but this fee is put toward your package, so you're not being charged additional fees. Because I know I don't like to be charged additional fees when I go somewhere, or if I book something, or if I'm on Airbnb or whatever the case may be, and the price say what the price say, and then I book this or I do that, and then now this fee pops up and that fee pops up. That's annoying. That is really, really annoying. So for me personally, I like to tell and let my clients know that yes, you do have to pay for this consultation, but if you book a service for me, if we are a match, because sometimes it's a thing too, sometimes you might not be a match. And so I may even be compelled to, I've done this one time. I had a person and we did the consultation and we didn't match. We were just like, nope. Like, this is like, and it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't negative. The conversation was not at all, problematic, but it was like, you know what? I don't feel like we are a match, but I can give this $50 to a doula that I know, which I did, and you can do a consultation with her. And I think she would be a better match for you. But for me, I don't think I'm the best doula for you, with the needs and the desires that you want and your expectations. So that was the things that I did because I felt strongly that she really did want a doula and she needed a doula. So what I did was I knew a person who would support that kind of birth and that kind of need that need that she had. And so I just transferred it over. I said, hey, hey doula sister, this is, my situation. I don't think we match. I think you may match. I gave her like a little brief story about what it is that the person was looking for. She said, okay, great. Have her email me. I, issue once they connected with the time frame and things like that, I issued the $50 to um my doula sister. And that was just how I did it because I did understand that, she wanted the services, she needed the services, but we did not match. And so I was okay with, giving that $50 to somebody who could help her. And so that's how I did it. Again, I'm not your average doula. Um, so however you want to do it, do it. And, if you want to take some ideas, if you want to build on the ideas, whatever it is that you want to do, but this is my take on it. And I only wanted to come on here and really talk about this because I've been seeing a lot of things on social media platforms like, why do I need to pay for information that I could go find myself? Well, that's exactly what you just said is exactly why you should. Because if you went and bought a book from the store to learn something, the book costs money. So think of a doula as a book. When you are asking us for information, when you're asking us for our time, we're taking away time from our families, we're taking away time from, our lives, and we are giving it to you, and we're giving you resources, and we're giving you information and knowledge and teaching you, and educating you, then yes, that deserves a form of payment. And we have to get out of that um, idea of not wanting to charge for our services because it is a beautiful and magical thing like pregnancy and birth. But that's just, we live in this the society that we live in, and compensation is necessary for survival. So we have to be fair to each other. We have to do, if I'm bringing you all that I got, I'm bringing you my best, then we deserve to, receive in return. But so yeah, that's my take on it. Consultations are always the first step, and it is always important to have one of these to ensure that you are ready, available, and the right fit for your potential client. But you also want to be and make sure that you are receiving, because you are giving. And so that's my take on it. I hope this was useful. I hope this was helpful. If you have anything that you want to further talk about, and don't get me wrong, I'm not in no way, shape, or form like side taking or anything like that, because I've heard some crazy stories where families have paid for consultations and never spoke to these people. And so there's always going to be situations. This is why it's so important to, word of mouth, referrals, pick people who have served other people, have conversations, email these people, you know, research them, go on their websites, make sure they are legit. Don't just believe like, oh, this person is a doula, so blah, 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 blah. This person is this or blah, blah, blah. You have to do your research. And so that's really important as well. So yeah, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much again for tuning in. You can always reach out to me on the other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and even by email at bearth.uhura. My Gmail is bearth.uhura@gmail.com. You can find it in the description. And yeah, thank you so much. Peace and pregnancy dust.